And it remains unclear whether today's motion of no confidence in Nelson Mandela Bay Mayor Athol Trollip will go ahead as planned. This follows a fallout over who can replace Trollip should he be voted out. The Economic Freedom Party fired the first salvo in the dispute last week when it rejected a Patriotic Alliance candidate. The Red Berets say as much as they abhor the DA's alleged racism, they would never put a party of thugs in power. Now, the Patriotic Front, the ANC and African Independent Congress are reportedly hitting back. They say they will no longer be voting with the EFF and the UDM in the no-confidence motion set for today. Now, for more on this, we are joined on the phone line by UDM Councillor Mongameli Bobani. Good morning to you, Councillor. Thank you for joining us here on Afro Worldview. Could you give us details as to whether or not this motion of no confidence will continue today?
Well, good morning, and also good morning to your listeners, ma'am. The meeting is starting at 10 o'clock. The agenda will carry on as planned. We have placed the motions to remove the Speaker and the Mayor, and everything is going to go on in accordance with our plans. So the motions, we continue with the motions today.
There are reports suggesting that there has been some sort of disagreement or fallout with regards to who would possibly replace Athol Trollip if this motion of no confidence is successful. Is there truth in that? Could you provide details?
Well, you know, we as the UDM, we have put it categorically from the onset that to us it's not about position. To us it's not about who must run the country. To us, it's about the citizens of the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan Municipality who are really wanted to ensure that the DA is out. They can no longer take the corruption under the DA. They can no longer take the high unemployment rate. They can no longer take the services that are no longer coming to them. It's all about Mr. Trollip or nothing. And in fact, even most of the organizations that you talk about, they all cry about one thing. You will remember that even the PE last week, it announced that the reason why it also want to remove Mr. Trollip is about the eviction of the people, poor people that are happening in the northern and townships. And based on that, ma'am, we are continuing with the motion, and we are sure that the motion will be carried.
There has been a few motion of no confidence, brought before Athol Trollip in the past. They were unsuccessful. Are you confident that there will be different outcomes today?
The problem, ma'am, with those motions were never debated. I'm hearing Mr. Trollip is saying that he has actually survived a motion. What he has survived, ma'am? Because the motions were never debated. The DA has been running away like headless kitchen, not to allow for those motions to be debated. We even put a petition last week, and then they also come up with some funny tricks, telling us about the days, whereas they know the act is saying. So it is them that are running away from the motions not to be debated, not us. We want those motions to be debated. Even today, we want the motions to be debated. So this is where we are. Let them allow the council to debate those motions and the motions be voted, and then let's see how is it going to survive.
Councillor, just lastly, there are also reports suggesting that other political parties like the Patriotic Front and the ANC will not be voting with the UDM and the EFF in this motion of no confidence. Is there any truth in this? What details can you share?
We will cross, ma'am, that bridge when we arrive. You will remember that all the parties, they did confirm to you why they no longer want to work with the DA. I've already explained. So the motions have not yet been tabled. We will see how those parties going to vote, but we are still committed as the UDM to ensure that we are putting the interests of our citizens at heart. So I'm not going to talk. I won't be able to talk on behalf of the other parties. Maybe they can answer better to you. But all the parties did actually committed on those motions, and we are still actually honoring. Well, we hope that they will honor their commitment. We're going to go and then make sure that the motion is carried.
All right, Councillor, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate you chatting to us and providing those details. That was the UDM councillor, Mr. Mongameli Bobani, confirming that, according to his knowledge, the motion of no confidence against Nelson Mandela Bay Mayor Athol Trollip will continue today. Stay tuned to Afro Worldview for further details and discussions.